you look at him and you probably think, hey, that looks like Optimus Primal, though much smaller. And indeed, it is. Obviously, this is a KO of Optimus Primal. Is it any good of a KO? How does it compare to other characters? Well, we're about to find out in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. Thanks for dropping by. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and while you are at it, man, that's right, hit that notification bell. It is important because it helps me out and it lets you know when content of all sorts, man, goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors, NL, and the Autobot family. Have a look for me everywhere across social media. And this is a undersized knockoff of the, I'm going to say the 10th anniversary version of this mold because it has the new head, though it does come with the alternate head, and it has the new chest. I like a lot here. Is it perfect? No, but there's a lot here to really kind of like, and surprisingly, it might work very well with at least some people's collections and some people's collecting tastes. Jump into all the details when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. So do you remember when we took a look at this guy a long time ago in episode 287? Wait, you weren't here when we done that? Go back, man, and check it out after this one. Now this guy is not complete, it is imperfect, and a couple of years ago I decided that I wanted to finally kind of round out some select characters for Beast Wars, at least the main cast, as it suited me. And I would have liked to have gotten the 10th anniversary kind of remolded parts usage of this mold. I would have preferred that head, I would have preferred that chest. But this was the guy that I managed to find for a very reasonable price, and I'm happy with him. He serves the purpose for me just fine. Nevertheless, today we're actually going to look at this little KO version of that 10th anniversary version, thanks to Transart. And this guy is called First Generation Commander. We all know, man, it's Optimus Primal. In fact, here are both of them side by side. Here's the real deal with my custom paint apps next to the KO. And the KO does actually look like it has a little bit of extra kind of sheen and shine to it, largely because of the colors that were used and because of the remolded parts. How does he stack up size-wise? Because we can see here he's sort of diminutive. Well, here he is next to Beast Wars Dinobot, my custom Beast Wars Dinobot, who I looked at in episode 474, and next to Generations Rat Trap, who I looked at a long time ago in episode 189. And you know what? Arguably, he fits in well. He's about a deluxe size, roughly. Now before we dive deep into the character, here are the instructions. It's one-sided, it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty simple. He also comes with two of these swords. They're custom white, painted blue, and an alternate face-plated head. If you prefer, you would take a screw at the back. The head is in two halves. You would put it around the ball joint. I don't know if I'd advise changing it. I mean, I guess it's up to you. And yes, I know I'm starting him out, turned back on to us. I wanted to do that to point out a couple of things. One, he does not have the over-the-shoulder cannons. The pieces here don't flip up, even though on mine the pieces are actually missing, which means his cannons are always out. This piece here, it flips up and you kind of push it in and pull it back out to get his arms to do the gimmick thing instead of kind of flicking it up and down. Worth noting also, his forearms don't open up for his mace or his blaster or any of that stuff. I'm going to push this down on the back. If you push that down, then you do sort of lock the arms so that like you can move them, but they won't just automatically do the gimmick, which is at times annoying. In terms of his paint apps, I think the guy looks glorious, man. It looks like Optimus Primal. By the way, before I go any further, look at that head, man. It is quintessentially Optimus. Perfect chest, no stupid mask thing behind his head. Honestly, 10, it's Optimus Primal. At least it is to me. I struggle to find anything wrong with the paint apps. What about the articulation for the guy? The head goes left and right. It looks down, it looks up. The arms can go all the way around. They can go way out to the side. A lot of ratcheting because of the gimmick. They can go down. We do get a swivel. I think it's at the elbow though because of the ball joint. We got 90 degrees at the elbow, nothing at the wrist. The waist does, of course, rotate. It's on a ratchet, which is nice. Getting the arms up here out of the way. The legs on the guy, they can, as you would probably expect, they can go way out to the side. Nicely forward. Going back, of course, they're hindered, but so is the original, really. There's no thigh swivel, but it's kind of around the ball joint. You get a bit of movement there for that. We get 90 degrees at the knee, which is nice. The feet can angle up and down, no ankle tilt. It's kind of typical for the time. The plastic feels all right. Not as robust as the original, but not bad either. I'm going to say the articulation's a solid, considering the time it was and the source material, it's a solid 8, I suppose. We had a 10, we had an 8. Solid 9. Not bad at all. What about the transformation? Well, the transformation is pretty much as you would expect it to be. The chest comes up, we flip around the ape face and we bring that in, and then we bring these pieces down. Again, just like on the original, we have a little peg back here that goes into like this section there, and same on the other side. I guess you can bring the arms out, so to speak. Fold up the feet, rotate the waist all the way around, angle up the legs, and I guess straighten out those arms. And you know, yeah, okay, he's looking down, but I mean, so does the, you know, so does the original. There he is in his ape mode. If you want to stand him up more, you can, and I guess, though this is hard to get out, I don't know if I can. Maybe if I use one of his swords, I can get this out on the back. I guess I should show it since it's actually a thing. You know, right, he does have the gimmick if you want it. I don't particularly like it, but I think that it's a fantastic Optimus. I'm going to give his transformation, honestly, a 9. And it only seems right that we compare him with the original, and this looks like a nice, you know, primate family. You got the parent, you got the baby, you know, if the parent had huge over-the-shoulder cannons. You know, I've never seen an ape with it, but you know, maybe there's gorillas that got them. I mean, that could be a thing. Obviously, I don't know much about gorillas, but they look pretty good together. On the whole, the KO is quite excellent at an overall score of 9. The only real criticism that I can levy against it would be the size possibly being too small for some folks, and potentially the plastic might feel a little thinner than what some fans would like. Outside of that, he's a solid 9, man, and if you're on the fence, hey, is this one to go in on or not? As long as you're cool with him being a bit smaller, I think you're going to be pretty happy with him. And here we are once again, and here he is. And what can I say? I mean, the coloration is spot on. It's fantastic. Some might argue and say, hey, he's a little more brown than he should be. That's arguable. Maybe he is. Maybe he should be a little bit more of a gunmetal gray, but it looks very gorilla-esque. Some people will definitely complain and say, hey, I wish his forearms open for that blaster, for his mace. Some will say, hey, I wish his shoulder cannons could come up. But for what this is, I think all that's forgivable because it really looks the part. I did not anticipate, when I done the size comparisons, that he was actually going to scale as well as he does. There are some people that would say he's too small naturally, but there are some people that would look at it and say, hey, that Dinobot is bigger than him, as it should be. Maybe Rat Trap should be a bit smaller, but like, this works all right, in my estimation. Even the gimmick is improved from what it originally is on the original mold. And I don't find it as, like with the original mold, when I move the arms, it's more cumbersome. With this guy, it's not really cumbersome at all. They move generally quite nicely. And his swords, his blue swords, are excellent. There's a lot here to like. About the only thing that I could probably levy against it is the plastic is arguably a little thinner than I would like, and then some people might like. And if you know what Unique Toys Mania King feels like, then you have an idea of what the plastic feels like here. It might be a little bit more robust even than that, but it almost feels like a little bit more of a rigid plastic. Nothing is broken, and I don't think anything's going to break, and I think he's fantastic. But I think that when you get him in hand, you might be a little bit surprised as to the tactile sensation that you get when you touch the plastic. Just saying. Let me know what you think of this guy. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Do you think he's too big, too small, just the right size? You know I appreciate it when you guys come by and give me some of your extremely valuable time. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, please use the donate link down in the description. And don't forget to subscribe. So very important, man. Don't forget somehow, some way, each and every day, you do make a difference. Please, right now, I very much implore you to make smart choices, smart decisions for yourself and for everyone around you. And I look forward, man, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday night at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, man, right here inside the videos.